Please pause this Dhamma discussion, and listen to the TED Talk titled My Stroke of Insight by Dr. Jill Bolt Taylor, and then also listen to the YouTube video titled Whole Brain Living, where Dr. Jill Bolt explains how both the left and right hemispheres of the brain can work together to live a more peaceful life. The links to those videos are in the description of this YouTube video.
Do you have any question that you would like to ask? Do you find it interesting?
Well, I found it very interesting. I've returned to university to study, and we are looking at the brain. And so that was a really good way to, I guess, refresh the study. So that was very good. And in that regard, and as I did teach yoga and meditation some years ago, so hearing the doctor talk and thinking back to some of the things I was trying to find within myself in my yoga teaching, they were really a wonderful connection. And especially with her acronym for brain, the first B is breath. Come back to your breath. That will bring you in the present moment. And that's a great start. So thank you. It was both of the talks that she gave were very interesting. Thank you for sharing those.
Anyone else has anything to share?
Yeah, I think. Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, I think the second talk was fascinating because it actually went into, you know, what you can do yourself, sort of thing. And so I'm actually very keen to get the book to discover more, because it all made sense to me. I loved it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad you enjoyed. Yes, there's someone else also.
Yeah, I was also going to get the book after seeing that today.
Good, good, good. So you all enjoyed it. I'm so glad. Anyone else would like to comment anything?
I was just going to ask you how you see this in, I mean, it's obvious that it's related to Buddhism in the sense of the left brain, but how do you see it sort of in relation to Buddhism, I guess?
Now, this is what's happening, I think. Normally the gene is called the selfish gene. So we are already selfish when we are born. So we are with the left brain. It's a left brain that is in the mode of giving the sense of I and taking us into the fight or flight reaction, and the stress comes. So here, then what Buddha is pointing out, we need to purify ourselves from this selfishness. So when we practice the selflessness, the parasympathetic gets activated. So it looks like when the parasympathetic is activated, it's more connected to the right brain, and whatever that hormones that come, it disappears the I, the ego, the boundaries, and makes you expanded energetically, and you can't even find your boundaries. This is what happens when you are in a dhyana, in a real proper samadhi or the dhyana, where you lose your sense of self and you merge. You can't find the boundaries, and it happened accidentally to her. So that was the interesting thing. It takes years and years and years for someone to purify their mind to come to that stage. So what Buddha is teaching is purify your mind, and then, you know, we can temporarily purify the mind in a sense, even if we keep on, instead of thinking I, me, myself, I want this, I don't want this, I. If we just go on, may all beings be well and happy, may all beings, and all the time we have the care and the concern for the welfare and the well-being of all beings. It is our parasympathetic that gets strengthened, and a lot of the hormones that relaxes us comes, and we feel calm and, you know, peaceful and happy. But still we have the sense of self. We only have temporarily kind of, you know, over-quoted that. And we have shifted our thinking from the self to the selfless, and thinking, going beyond the boundary. But still we have the sense of self. Then the Buddha is pointing out the next step is to look into this I. Who am I? What is this I is made of? How is it made of? Is there an I? That part is called the Vidarshana part, where you look into the I, where you look into it with wisdom, with understanding, with investigation. Then you find, really, you come to the conclusion, actually what is there is only the experience. And because we didn't see the seeing, hearing, tasting, smelling, touching, and understanding, thinking for what it is, the I came to this side and the world appeared on the other side, the subject and the object. So what Buddha is really teaching is pretty much, it's a neuroscience and how the brain is working, and how when you don't understand that, how the I appears in this side and you personalize the body and you say, I, me, this is mine, and the world is out there. But when you look into this deeply and when you penetrate into the experience is made of Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana. This process with the mental image, and when the stimulation comes and you get stimulated and you experience that either as pleasant or unpleasant or neutral, then according to your experience, you start to form thoughts, you interpret it, you make a story, and then you cognize it. So this is that process, analysis of the process of perception. So when you see that, you can't find an I. Who is doing it? No one. Only when the proper causes and conditions are there, this come to be. And when that is not, this is not. So hetu paticca sambhutang hetu bhangani ruppati. So I disappears. Problem solved. So then what happens when there is no sense of I? The body doesn't go in the sympathetic pathway. So there is no stress at all. So when someone realizes this non-self part, they really bypass that sympathetic pathway. And I think from there onwards, it's only the parasympathetic that is working in them. So they are living in bliss. There's no sense of I or ego, nothing. So they just live with that, with no boundaries. So that in that, they experience just that unconditional loving kindness, that compassion, that altruistic joy, because there's no I now to be jealous of another's success or anything. You just live with bliss, always happy, nothing makes you sad. And the body doesn't go on fight or flight reaction, no stress. So Arahant, or a fully enlightened being, has zero stress. So this is what Buddha taught. So how we can activate the parasympathetic. So it looks like it's more connected to the right brain. And it's about activating the right brain. So it looks like our right brain is shut down, shut off. It's mostly the left brain that is working. Yeah. So this is about activating the parasympathetic and activating that dormant energy, and going beyond the sense of self and becoming selfless, no self, and problem solved, no suffering. Yeah, so there's a journey to that, and there is a path to that. It's called the Noble Eightfold Path. So we need to follow, and it's about changing the way you think. Yeah, ultimately it will bring to the point where you understand there is a body, but there is no such one doing everything. There is no person. So it appeared and it's there because we didn't investigate. Yeah. So that's how I can connect Buddhism into here. But that's my theory. Did it make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
Anyone else got any question? So this is the same experience that people are trying to get by taking drugs. The magic mushroom, the ganja, the cannabis, eyes, whatever not. They also seem to activate the pineal gland and get those, they seem to stimulate that and get all these hormones that give them that euphoric feeling that they lose their boundaries. So they feel, so nice. This is why it's so addictive. But the thing is, because you're taking this external, it only works for a few minutes or an hour. After the chemical wears out, you go back to your normal life with your normal problems, and problems have also increased because you didn't do anything, you only escaped. And now again, you can't solve your own things, you just want to escape. So you take this drug again. So the body gets addicted, and these drugs you can't have it for free. You need money, and also they also have side effects when you keep doing to your brain externally. And then it will slowly kill the brain and kill you financially, and weaken you and make you sick, and you will wait for a miserable death. So that is the wrong way to go about, because it's not lasting and they have side effects, and it's not going to solve your problem, and it's not going to be everlasting. So, but why people get addicted, it gives bliss.
Yeah.
That's why it's very hard to take them out from the drugs. But when you meditate, you're doing this naturally. You're using your own brain to bring that the chemicals that gives you that euphoric feeling, and they don't have side effects. And with that, your thinking changes, so you become wise, and you are not running away from your problems. You're solving them, and you're living the life, and you will live a long, healthy life. So this is the substitute for that drugs, meditation.
Well, so I think that was very interesting that you see the pineal gland as, part of the stimulus to the change of character, and what stimulus is used to change that character to affect the pineal. When she was talking about the golf ball sized clot in her brain, and it affected her comprehension and speech centers, those two centers are referred to as the Warnocky and the Brock centers, and they are very closely positioned to the pineal gland. And my thoughts were, if that golf-sized clot was there, it would have been not only pressing on the two centers, the Warnocky and the Brock, but also the pineal, which perhaps, and it's that pressure created elicited this response that she came out with.
Could be.
Fascinating.
Yeah. It's very clear. It's a pineal gland that releases all these hormones that give us such a relaxed feeling, and such feeling of love and compassion, and that wholeness and everything. That's why it's called the third eye. Research being done, and that's very clearly shown. It's a pineal gland that secretes the hormones that we love to have.
Yes. Just another aside on that, and I thought to myself, well, and this is the simplicity of my understanding of Buddhism. I don't know enough about it, but the Buddha is the ascended one, and with all the knowledge, and the Bodhisattva is the one who could ascend but has chosen to remain. And I thought, in her case, she's in a sense a Bodhisattva. She's chosen to remain and explore this aspect of her new enlightened state. And so I hope I've got the Buddha and the Bodhisattva definition simply correct, but at least some way correct.
Yeah, Bodhisattva, Bodhi is the Buddha. Buddha
Yes.
is the ultimate developed mind. The highest position in the evolution, that there's no more to develop. Your mind is developed to the brim, highest. So you know everything. So Bodhi is that. So Bodhisattva means the one who is attached to that, one who is aiming for that. So no matter where they are born, they are purifying themselves. They are practicing, developing the goodness and wisdom to get there, because in one lifetime, you just can't reach to that highest point. So you have to do it. It's a gradual process. So Bodhisattva means one who is aiming at that and who have not given it up. So their whole aim, no matter what, under what circumstance, what birth they have, they are developing their goodness and wisdom no matter what.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And,
So you can see those characters, selflessness, their unconditional loving kindness, their less selfishness, less ego. They're always there for the others because that's what they practice. And their life.
yes. Well, thank you very much, and thank you for the opportunity to actually be part of the community here, hearing this and enjoying it, and for staying around with your reaction as it was from the second injection. Thank you for staying on and helping us come through this.
Welcome. Yeah, it's just the brain is fogged. I can feel the pressure in the brain, and so there must be some reaction in the whole body. So there's discomfort, and I was lying down actually because I had a program even before and I didn't cancel it, but I was lying down and I only had the microphone on, and I let them listen to some programs as well. And I think that lying down bit helped me to kind of recover, and I feel fresh now.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful and good to hear. Thank you. I'm going to say thank you again and good night for now. I look forward to next time, and yeah, be well, and metta to everyone.
Sadhu. And join the WhatsApp group, because here and there when I find good talks, I normally put in there so you all can watch.
Yeah, wonderful. I think I've organized that, and that's tremendous, and I look forward to connecting with the WhatsApp.
Thank you. What's your name?
My name's Vas, V-A-S-S.
Vas.
Thank you very much.
You said you studied at uni?
Pardon? I'm studying at uni. I'm only part-time studies. I'm primary carer for my aged mother.
Right.
But it's part-time studies. I'm studying chiropractics, and part of that study is neuroscience.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and it's such a fascinating area. It is incredibly fascinating.
Yes.
It was a great connection for me on many levels, and on that one as well. But I look forward to the next talk, and thank you again. Thank you very much.
Take care. All right. Maybe
Bye
the other.
all.
Yes.
Bye.
Okay. Have a good night.
Yeah.
And maybe others also might want to leave now. Do you have any questions, or shall we bring the session to an end?
Excuse me, everyone. I again forgot to remind everyone at the beginning, there is a WhatsApp group for this regular Sunday Dhamma session, where the Venerable will post any important talks or any YouTube videos like we listened to today that she thinks is helpful. And also I share the Zoom details. If you would like to join it, I'll post my email in the group, the Zoom chat, and you can email me your phone number. Only the Venerable and I can post, so it won't be a nuisance. You won't always be getting many messages and getting annoyed. Please join. It'll be quite useful for everyone, I think. Continue, Venerable. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So thank you so much for organizing this Kanishka Pita, and also thank you so much for joining tonight. And I hope you all learned something, and I would thank you so much for the understanding that you let me be, and I feel refreshed now and it's good. So much merits for joining, and so may all of you and all of your parents, teachers, siblings, children, partners, and relatives and friends, may all of you benefit from these merits. And not only you, even the departed relatives, friends, and anyone who is wanting to share these merits, may they also benefit from these merits, and may they find peace of mind and happiness wherever they are. And also may all the divine beings as they was rejoice in these merits and be happy. And also let's share these merits with all beings. May all beings find benefit from this, and may all of them also find freedom from suffering as soon as possible. And let's make aspiration. May all the merits that we generated today bring causes and conditions for us to not to associate with the wicked and the foolish, but to only to find the association with the good and the wise until we attain nibbana. And also, let's make the aspiration. May all the merits that we generated today bring us closer to the bliss of nibbana. So I wish you all the best, and for all of you, may you all have good health and long life. And may these merits bring causes and conditions for you all to find success in everything you do. And also, may all of you penetrate into the Four Noble Truths, and may you all find freedom from all kinds of physical, mental suffering, and experience the bliss of Nibbana in this very life. May you all be well, comfortable, peaceful, and happy. Theruvan Saranai, Sukhi Hotu. Sadhu, sadhu.
So, Venerable, may you also attain Nibbana as soon as possible. May you also be at peace.
Sadhu. Theruvan Saranai.
Thank you so much. Have a good night, everyone.